Okay, let's call this meeting the Haysville Planning Commission to order. The first item of business is a roll call.
Azier,
Present.
Hatcher, Williams, Coleman,
Here.
Franken, Plummer,
Here.
Blood.
Here.
Next item of business is the approval of minutes of August 26, 2021.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
I'll second it.
Motion second to approve the minutes as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
Next item of business is the special order public hearing to consider a vacation of a portion of a plat easement in Lot 1, Block B, Hillcrest Edition. To protect the rights of all parties involved and in order to create an opportunity for everyone to speak their opinions and present information, the Haysville Planning Commission follows a specific procedure in reaching a decision. A copy is available by the door. Your attention to this procedure is appreciated. I would entertain a motion for opening the public hearing.
I'll make a motion to open the public hearing.
I'll second it.
A motion second to open the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? We now formally open the public hearing to consider a vacation of a portion of platted easement, Lot 1, Block B, Hillcrest Edition, in the city of Haysville. Any members of the Planning Commission have a conflict of interest in this case?
No.
No.
I will disclose that I have hired Elmore's Tree Service in the past. Thank you, sir. Staff, please present the staff report for the vacation request.
Good evening.
Hold on, I skipped one.
Oh,
Have any members received any written or electronic communication on this matter? If so, please describe. Okay, sorry, now you can go.
good evening. Before you is the report for the vacation of a portion of a platted easement in Lot 1, Block B of the Hillcrest Edition. Property is located known as 925 West Alexander Drive. It was originally platted in 1954 and the house was built in 1960. The owner was in the process of selling their home. It was discovered that a corner of their house was in the rear easement, preventing the sale of their home. After discussion with Public Works, PEC provided the survey legal description of a portion of the platted easement to be vacated. Utility companies were notified and their comments are in the staff report. We put the public hearing published on September 2nd and letters were mailed out to the area residents. Staff is recommending approval of the vacation of this portion of the easement, and the applicant is here to answer any of your questions.
So, just so I understand, the house was built in the 60s,
Correct.
and we're just now realizing that it was not within the platted lot?
Yes, there's the one corner right there is
It was never
encroaching into the
surveyed
easement.
before?
We did not find anything.
Okay, just want to
Mhm.
make sure I understand.
Correct.
Any commissioners have questions for staff? The applicants or their agents present?
Yes. Hi, my name is my name is Josie Thompson, and I'm with Reese Nichols, and I live at 310 East 13th and Hutchinson, and I'm here as a representative for the Elmores, and Aubrey Patterson is also with my firm. We are both from Hutchinson, but we're the listing agents for this property. I just wanted to make a note that the house itself sits within the property boundaries. The corner of the house is within the utility easement. So I just want to make sure that you were clear that the
Yeah,
house
I
was built
understand, but
in the right spot.
it's not supposed to be in the easement, but it's in the easement.
It's not. Nope, it is not, and I don't.
So part of this script says tell us why we should grant this, but this is required to be able to sell the house, right?
That is, but they were denied at the closing table to get title insurance, and we didn't know that it would be a problem until that date.
So we have a drawing that was produced, but just so we know, it's how far into the easement?
Like a couple feet.
It's like
like-
seriously.
I have a certain-
It's not
Yeah.
even a foot. It's like the very, very corner.
It's the very corner.
So that's 6.8 inches by 13.07 inches
Yes.
is the dimensions of that triangle? Okay.
We didn't know that at the time exactly how far it was in at the closing table. All that was discovered after we applied for the vacation. Exactly how far and where those utilities lie. And nothing lies underneath the house.
Okay. Any other questions for the applicant or their agent? Now's the time for any member of the public to speak, if there is anyone. Are there any questions from the public for the commission? No need to rebut. I would entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
I second it.
I have a motion in 2 seconds to close. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Public comment is now closed for commission action, and the floor is open to commissioners' comments. So we've got, looks like Evergy at least. I'm not sure that I know what this second one is.
The second one is Cox.
Okay. And they can work around
They can
the
work around it with that
6 inch by
first-
13 inch?
Yeah, they can
okay.
work with that.
It's only an 8-foot easement, so it's tight already, but it looks like everybody is able to make this accommodation without even relocation.
Correct.
Any other questions or comments or general discussion?
This isn't any new construction?
No.
I mean, it wasn't added on to, after the fact?
No, it was only discovered, there was a dispute over the fence and the property lines. That's why the survey was done. This is when this was discovered, which it sometimes happens. The home has sold previously multiple times. It was just never surveyed.
If there's no other discussion, I would entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the request for the vacation of a portion of platted easement in Lot 1, Block B, Hillcrest Edition, as presented.
That would be this portion of, correct? At the
This,
presented portion?
yes.
Yeah,
Second?
thank you. Motion second to vacate the presented portion of the platted easement. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Thank you, everybody. Next item of business is the zoning code discussion.
When we had mentioned before, if you guys were found anything you guys wanted to work on the zoning code, you wanted to change, we're looking for ideas for what
Okay.
you guys want, looking for.
So you don't have any proposed changes thus far?
No.
There's some issues in the parking stuff that's came up recently,
Okay.
just with some businesses and everything that we want to look at.
And parking requirements or?
Wordage mainly,
Okay.
some things in there that are the wrong words that we're just kind of finding,
Okay.
some errors like that. There is in setbacks, there's some confusion with manufactured home parks and manufactured home subdivisions that we need to clear up. We haven't got to look too deep into that because that actually just came up in the last 2 weeks. So
Okay.
there's some
Is-
items in there.
Is there a distinction between the two?
There is, but one like says 10 feet from any private roadway, and then one says 6 feet from a side lot line, so there's confusion with that. When we were looking at somebody for putting in a shed recently. There's been several little things that have came up in the last 2 weeks. Like parking on and where it says an easement that it's not allowed, and we have parking lots on an easement, so there's some things like that.
I wonder what the intent of that was.
I think it was supposed to be setback, I think, but I'm not positive.
Okay, well, even then, the setback in my front yard, where my driveway passes, I should be able to park there.
I think commercial is what I'm
Okay.
referencing. Let's see, we had talked about detached structures before, that's one. Shooting range is not defined, and if it would be allowed, or I know came up before where it wouldn't be allowed. There's some verbiage that I think needs to be looked at with that from something else that came up in the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
Those are the main ones I can think of right at the moment. I just didn't know if we wanted to have the discussion to see.
Yeah, if anybody has anything specific, I'd be happy to discuss and go through just some, even if it's clarifications on things that maybe are unclear or we should take a harder look at. You know,
I mean,
it's-
I think I had mentioned that next year we're looking at going with Municicode, and that'll have someone that goes through our code very thoroughly and kind of looks at some things. So there's some minor details that we want to look at to address right now.
Okay. What was- So I asked last time.
I don't remember what you asked.
Well, it was basically the same question, and the answer was accessory structure height limits, cargo containers, and commercial storage.
And I have those down to look at.
Okay.
We had added in cargo, I can't remember, what did we discuss on cargo?
Well, part of it was pods and
Mhm.
temporary storage,
Okay, that's what it was.
and also using it for signing, I think, was another one that.
If you're referencing the one that is being used for a sign, that one, only had so long. I think it should be expiring soon, and then it
Okay.
had to be removed, because of the change we made in 19 or 20, I can't remember when. So that had a time frame that it could be allowed, and then it would have to be removed.
Okay.
But, the cargo containers and then the temporary storage of like pods, okay? I just wanted to give everybody a chance to look at it, email it out, give
Yeah.
them some time.
And now that we've got an actual hard copy, maybe we'll be more apt to just go through it and spend some time.
It's great reading material.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait till we get the subdivision regulations.
Yeah. I guess let's spend some time with it, and if anybody has anything, email Georgie so we can get it on the list of things that we need to look at. And then you guys can put together some proposed changes and present those at a
Mhm.
future meeting.
Yeah, because we'll have to do a public hearing again.
Awesome, I'm super stoked about that.
Everything requires public hearing, that we do.
Yeah, okay.
So any of the changes that we make, will anyone be grandfathered?
It depends
Is it
on.
possible?
Yeah, depends on, they would be a legal,
Non-conforming.
non-conforming use if there's something that we change, yes,
Okay,
so.
But if that property ever changed hands, it'd have to be addressed.
right, I understand that, yeah.
It changes uses, I believe.
Really?
Oh.
Its use is not sold property.
I think it's uses,
Mm.
so if they would sell the property, I would double check on that, but I
Yeah,
believe
would you
it's
do that, actually?
uses.
If, as part of this process, I'd like to clarify so we actually know what.
And the only reason I say that is because of, some discussion that's came up, and that the use was not the same.
Sounds like maybe we just need to let you guys go 2 more weeks and see what happens.
Yeah, you're getting busy with things, so.
There is a lot of stuff that's coming through, so, like I said, I know we have some new people, so I wanted to make sure everybody had a copy of it and
Yeah.
to look through it. There is a lot to get through.
Yes, we should assign it to the new people.
That is your homework. Okay. No other discussion on that tonight unless somebody sees something and wants to come up with a recommendation tonight. We can table that for the future.
I think that's a lovely idea.
Any old business
None.
or correspondence and informational reading? Do we have committee updates?
gathering at the gazebo is this weekend at the Historic District. We've got the Masons Masonic Lodge that's going to prepare some food for us, and there's some of the food trucks or drink truck is going to be there. And
Music,
is there just one band?
just one band.
Bring a blanket or chairs to sit in. It's supposed to be a beautiful evening for it.
We also have a car seat safety check out here on Saturday morning. I think that's 8 to noon, so,
I saw we were doing a pedestrian count today too.
yeah.
Yeah, we just did that from 5 to 7 today, then we have another one on Saturday from 12 to 2.
Okay.
We will be starting to put out counters here. We were waiting for the traffic construction to get done, so we're gonna be putting those out here since school's back full in session.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can get some more updated numbers this year.
Okay. You're gonna avoid the areas where the county is putting down surface asphalt on Seneca and Meridian until that's done?
Yeah. You're talking, okay, yeah.
That would be wise. You can count everything else, but especially while they're actually putting down asphalt and moving traffic to the side, just count somewhere else.
Okay.
Anything else? No other committee updates, I assume. Is that the only committee that we have
Historic.
the opportunity to put people on
Mhm.
at this time? Okay. Any off agenda? Item 10,
I'd make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I second it.
I have a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Thank you, everybody.